I'm vengeance.
What's up? What's up? AWO in the house. Welcome to my channel, guys. Welcome to the AWO channel. Welcome to the the Aftershow, the finale of Peacemaker. That's what we're going to talk about. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below. Please do all that. Okay? So we got the finale of Peacemaker Season 2. Okay? And some reveals today. No major cameos. If you're expecting like major cameos or major anything like that, like as big as like Luthor or anything like that, no, there was none in this episode. Not in this episode at all, guys. Nothing like that. Luthor was the biggest cameo in this show. So if you're expecting anybody bigger than Lex Luthor in this show, well, you're gonna be disappointed because that did not happen. Okay? So yeah, so nothing. So no Lex Luthor big like cameo. I mean, Lex Luthor is in the show. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, he's in the show, but nothing as big as Lex Luthor has made an appearance in the show. Okay, let you all know. So I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. I think honestly, I think James Gunn propped it up like it's going to be a major appearance, or somebody with major appearances as big as Lex Luthor. But no, but not like that. Nothing in this episode, okay? Nothing in this episode. Alright, so okay. Nothing in this episode. So do me a favor, make sure to like, share, and watch, alright? Please. Oh. Alright, so yeah, so if you're watching this, there are spoilers involved, okay? Spoilers involved. So if you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch the stream. Because the title's already in there, okay? The title already is kind of spoiling it, alright? Now, I'm going to post something. Okay? And obviously, so I posted stuff in my post section for you guys to see. But I'd like to see you guys in the chat. Come talk, say hello. And we're going to talk about this because this is about the future of the DCU. There are things about the future of DCU in this channel. With this stream, I mean, with this episode. Okay? There's a lot of things, alright? We're going to talk about the future of Peacemaker. Hey, Mr. Grassy's in the house. The future of Peacemaker, okay? And the future of a new organization created, okay? Do I sound like in a back cave? Oh, okay. I'll be right back. Let me fix this. At least my sound's on. I hope my sound's on. Okay, I think my sound is on. Better. It's better. But all right. So yeah. Okay. So make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below. Oh yeah, Plant Salvation. I have heard of that. All right. So we're gonna talk about this episode. Rick Flag. Rick Flag really. Rick Flag is becoming worse than Amanda Waller. He's becoming worse than Amanda Waller becoming much worse than Amanda Waller. You could tell he's becoming much worse than Amanda Waller ever was. I mean, Amanda Waller was pretty bad too, but his Lex Luthor definitely got to him. Lex Luthor definitely got to him. Okay? Now, Lex Luthor hates all metahumans. That's the difference. Between him and Rick Flag, Lex Luthor hates all metahumans. Okay? All metahumans. Rick Flag just wants to put metahuman criminals away, right? That's the difference, but he still needs Lex Luthor's help. And obviously, he got part of the Lex Luthor's team in it, all right? Obviously, with Otis, Sydney, and the woman. I forget the woman's name. I'm blanking. Obviously, on it, right? And so, this episode, you clearly saw them working with Argus. Otis is getting a lot of information from Lex Luthor. Because the beginning of this episode, the beginning of the episode is actually very interesting. So we get a month earlier before the season started, right? So Chris and Hardcore they tried out Hardcore. So they actually tried out. Oh, here's George. Okay. Hey, George.
Yo, how's it going?
Good. I'm good, man. I'm good. So I was saying that, so this episode is not, there's no big climactic battle in this episode. There's no finale battle like that. It's nothing like that like Marvel does. This is just basically a narrative kind of finale, which is rare in a comic book, movie, or TV show, really. This is more progressing the story of the DCU. Okay. Going forward, this is more world building for the DCU, not exactly Peacemaker, but it's more world building. That's obviously with the creation of Checkmate. Checkmate is in this. Okay, Checkmate is the organization from the comics, and it makes sense why. It's gonna be. It's not government funded, obviously. It's more public funded, bail and all her. But George, what's up, man? What do you think of the episode?
I liked it, but I want to punch Rick Flag in the face so bad, Rick Flag Sr. Because it looked like things were finally going their way, and then boom.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like that ending would have actually worked pretty well for like a post-credit scene. I feel like
James Gunn mentioned Salvation Run. Okay, so okay, guys. So that you don't know, that's Salvation Run. Yeah, so Salvation Run is going to play. Well, this is just drop now. Salvation Run is going to play a major role in the DCU. Salvation Run is the dimension, the planet, the dimension that is going to be a prison for the metahumans. And Chris, I guess, is the first technically Earthling. The Choker is born. Funny. Earth on Salvation One. So that's the Earth. The dimension is called Salvation, and it looks all nice. I mean, the Earth looks all nice, right? There's plant life, there's nature, it's blossoming. It's not like any of those on those other dimensions that we got to see with a montage of different dimensions. We got to see an Imp's dimension, at the beginning. What else? A black hole, whatever kind of dimension. A dimension looks like it's been destroyed. Maybe that's the dimension Bizarro's in, or Ultraman. Who knows? The Joker is born. It's far from nice. I know, that's the point. We don't know, because we can hear at the ending when Chris, the dimension, the doorway closed and Chris is locked in. You can hear the wars in the forest, in the trees. So what's there? What's there in that dimension that that Chris is going to have to be forced to deal with. Okay. Okay. So yeah, Planet Salvation won because they, I guess they kind of admit where they can't house these metahumans, but and Argus was mentions to the government mentions different prisons that houses metahumans. Even mentions Arkham, I believe, because Arkham would. Uh, what's so yeah so I do I do wonder how much Lex Luthor is poisoning Rick Flag's mind here. I know Lex Luthor is not in this, but I wonder how much is Rick Flag turning into Lex. But for more, I wouldn't say noble reasons, but more like trying to protect the Earth in a different way for metahumans. Criminal metahumans. He's basically said criminal metahumans, basically. I don't know.
Yeah,
What do you
but like criminal metahumans is eventually going to turn into regular metahumans.
yeah.
Because like I feel like James Gunn, like people say, like James Gunn doesn't get political with his work, but I feel like there's going to be some kind of political allegory here where it's like what's intended for criminals is going to be used against innocent metahumans.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably going to be like how it's very X-Men like, right? X-Men like, right? We're um, we're like it's about the mutants and all that, especially the mutants. Now, yes, so Big Flag says about criminal metahumans. Lex Luthor is about metahumans in general, right? That's the thing about like if DC is tackling metahumans versus humans, even criminal or no criminal, how is Marvel? Because we are getting X-Men. How do you get differentiate that from DC? Because DC never really tackled that live action wise, right? Never really tackled that live action wise, right? All right. Of the BVS was, I mean, the DCEU, whether it's the Snyderverse or after that, that was never about. Was never about metahumans, the danger of metahumans, okay, or the threat of metahumans. This is different, and I like that. I like that because it should be a focus point of the DCU. Metahumans versus humans is very important. I got DCKO and Absolute Batman. I got Absolute Batman. Uh, but look, the idea of it's just very Arkham City like. It's very funny how this is very Arkham City like. Arkham City, you know, the game, right? They gave the criminals one part of Gotham where they could roam free and do whatever they want. Basically, right? Basically, there's a wall there and they could basically roam free and do whatever they want. They basically gave up and give the criminals there. This is like, you know what? That's the prison. That's the prison. Arkham City is basically a prison where they could do whatever they want. Here, Salvation, the dimension is they could put these criminals here in this world, and they can do whatever they want, whether right, do whatever they want in this world. There's no chains, just survive. Mutant Hogwarts, just survive. All right, just survive. Okay. All right, so, but also, yeah, so I I suspect a Checkmate was going to form. I did suspect Checkmate was going to form. Okay, I always suspect a Checkmate was going to form, and it did form. Right, Checkmate did form. Right at the end with I had a team, man. We saw Sasha Bordeaux because Sasha Bordeaux in the comics isn't Checkmate, right? Isn't Checkmate, so it makes sense that she starts off with Argus and she starts to become suspicious of Rick Flag's intentions. right? And I think this is also become suspicious of Rick Flag working with Luther too. Luther's not Luther. They team up with Luther, right? In this, right? Team up with a guy who tried to destroy a part of the world, try to create a rift. I mean, yeah, I would definitely question my boss's intentions. Uh, did I?
But Rick Flag is basically he's like Harvey Dent at this point. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
How do you not watch it? Well, here's the thing, guys. I'll let you know. There was no big spoilers in this episode. The biggest spoiler, I guess, is Checkmate's form in Salvation. But people were expecting, I guess, a big spoiler, like and to the something like a Lex Luthor kind of big appearance, right? Something like Lex Luthor. Um, that never happened. Nobody as big as Lex Luthor's appearance came in this show. Appeared in this show, but I did like this. Now I know a lot of people had issue with the theme music they choose for this for the introduction for this episode for this show in general. But now we know a reason why. Now we know the reason why they chose it, because in this episode we see flashbacks of when Chris and Hardcore they try to go out as friends, they try to make a relationship work, and they were all on a date. There was a band on the boat, and that band Foxy Shazam, right? Foxy Shazam. Okay. They're a real band, guys. They're a real band. They're a real band. They're a real band in the show. Okay, they actually got the actual band to sing that song. I mean, it makes sense now why. So they showed them in the band, and while they were doing a whole montage of Checkmate forming. So the team of Checkmate was Sasha Bordeaux defected, right? Defected. Lee Alabeo, Chris Peacemaker, Hardcore, John, right? Vigilante. But it is setting up Salvation Guy. But two more defectors joined from Argus. Now, one I did not expect. Judo Master, I kind of like had a feeling that Judo Master might jump ship. But Tim Miles' character, I did not see that coming. George, I did not see Tim Miles' character jumping ship.
I feel like, well, here's the thing. I feel like there are people in Argus that have good intentions, and once they realize the direction that Flag is going, they're probably like, yeah, I'm out. Like,
yeah, it took where the intentions where he's going and teaming up and promising Luther and all his men.
That's the thing. It's like when you team up with someone like Lex Luthor. Like here's the thing: if Lex Luthor was never got arrested or was proven to be involved in all of this, I don't think people would jump ship. But the fact is that Lex Luthor,
thank you, Rafa. Thank you,
has been involved in so much, from framing Superman to causing destruction in Metropolis. Because the original idea was to prevent these ripples from happening.
Yeah.
And now, like, he's basically saying we're going to go from preventing these portals, these doorways, these things from happening to, let's find one to put criminals in. Look, even if it's just for criminals, it's still wrong, because you're risking opening another portal. Like you're risking another ripple.
Look what happened. Yeah, a ripple, or even not just a ripple. Like with the imps, some of the imps managed to break through, right? Who knows what could have come through? Like, who knows what could have come through? I'm sure it's possible with Salvation, Dimension Salvation. It's possible one of the enemies, one of the villains of the DCU will come from that dimension, the Salvation Dimension. It's possible. It's possible. Okay. It's possible that's going to happen in that. They're going to realize it's going to be a mistake. This is where the arrogance of Rick Flag will bite him in the ass. Because I believe in the future, That's not Deathstroke, man. I believe in the future, man. That guy is not Deathstroke. I believe in the future, probably the villain. A villain. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be Brainiac. Brainiac would not be from Salvation One, but somebody else would be from there. Obviously, not every villain's going to be in it. Salvation One had a lot of villains. I mean, the Joker is in. I don't think Joker's going to be in Salvation One. Joker's not a metahuman, but he's crazy enough. Like maybe putting him in that dimension is probably better than keeping him in Arkham. If you really think about it, okay. I don't know how much. Look, I don't think Salvation One's going to be a DCU series. I don't think so. I think. Now, DeGrasse correct me on this because he may know. He may know. I think if there's a next animated movie that's going to be if there's going to be not a movie, if there's going to be a next show that's not announced, I think it's going to be called Checkmate. I think Checkmate's going to be the show. I think Checkmate's going to be a spin-off of Peacemaker. And Checkmate, I think it's going to be where they try to save Peacemaker. Because James Gunn said there's no plans for a season 3 of Peacemaker. So I think Checkmate is going to be a spin-off. I think the show, yeah, thank you, Degrassi. Checkmate's going to be a spin-off of Peacemaker, where Checkmate's going to try to save Peacemaker from Salvation Dimension. I think that's what the plan is. Okay? It's going to focus on the team of Checkmate. That's what I believe. What do you think, George?
Well, what was the question again? Sorry, I was doing something.
Well, I said I think so. James Gunn said there's no plans for season 3 of Peacemaker, but Peacemaker obviously ended off on a cliffhanger, right? Clearly a cliffhanger, right? Clearly a cliffhanger, right?
Unless like this is gonna get addressed in Man of Tomorrow.
I don't know now, but I think there's gonna be the Checkmate show. I think the Checkmate show is going to spin off from this show, and that's going to be them trying to save Peacemaker from the Salvation Dimension prison.
Yeah, it's probably gonna. The thing is, it's either gonna be that or Man of Tomorrow because something like I don't know. I have a feeling Man of Tomorrow is gonna be a bigger event film than we realize.
But I just don't know how Brainiac fits in this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Unless like I don't know, like DCU Brainiac is influencing Rick Flag in reality. I don't know. Like, there's really no hints that he's being influenced by anyone besides Lex.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's not going to be related to Darkseid and New Gods. That's why I agree.
I'm vengeance.
Oh, just a minute. Just a minute. I got 431. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I was a little busy.
I'm vengeance.
Okay. Martha Rain. Oh my gosh. Up, Red. Has a sophomore shine. Oh my god.
I mean, it could be worse. Peacemaker could have been sent back to the DCU. I mean, DCEU.
Mm-hmm.
He could have been sent to the Snyderverse, or worse, the universe where Flash landed up with George Clooney, Bruce Wayne.
Oh yeah. for sure. All right, so I'm sorry, I was a little busy there. Okay, so obviously, obviously, this is setting up a lot. I don't know about James Gunn. Yeah, so he's probably right. He's probably not doing. He probably can't do because he probably has to set up. He probably has to set up for Man of Tomorrow, and probably has to also come up with storytelling, writing for Checkmate. I think because James Gunn, although didn't direct every single episode here, he directed the finale. He did direct the finale. Sure, he's going to write Checkmate. Okay, because he wrote the show for this season, so I'm sure he's going to write Checkmate. Checkmate. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if he writes for Checkmate. Okay. Now, Rick Flag will obviously be coming back. Okay, obviously, Judo Master just appeared for 2 seconds in the finale, and like, where the hell was he the whole time? Right? Okay. uh so obviously, but we're gonna talk more. I don't know, man. I had a poll the other day, and I was completely flabbergasted. I thought we were gonna get somebody big showing up, but that never happened. It'd been awesome if Superman was like, Superman has to get involved. I mean, look, this is obviously setting up Checkmate, but this is clearly upsetting Man tomorrow. We got Lex Luthor, and you got Superman's Lex Luthor's goons, henchmen there. So Rick Flag, obviously, I think will be back in Man of Tomorrow, along with Lex Luthor's goons. Now, Checkmate, if they do a show, where's Checkmate take place? What would Checkmate take place, right? Where would Checkmate take place? Would it be before Man of Tomorrow or after Man of Tomorrow? Because they would have to announce Checkmate basically now, in sometimes next year, so they get filming on it because of the direction the DCU is going. Now, what other characters will end up in? What other characters will end up? Would Rick Flag? Okay, Degrassi, help me out here. Degrassi, season 2, Creature Commandos. What if Rick Flag turns on the Creature Commandos and sends them to the Salvation Dimension? Because remember, the Creature Commandos are criminal metahumans. What if Rick Flag betrays them and sends them to the Salvation Planet, and we get animated Peacemaker? Because I do think animated Peacemaker would fit in at least one season in Creature Commandos. I do think they would work. I do think there's a possibility that could work. Okay. What was a portal? Oh my god, portal Epstein Island. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. My god, Red. What's with you today, buddy? You're all over the place. Because I do think it's a possibility, man. I think it's a possibility that we could see animated Peacemaker. So
I would love to see that.
Yeah. It looks like Checkmate is going to be like another show. And I think he said it's going to be another show in the movie, possibly be announced down the line. I don't know. About what? I don't know what the other. Maybe it's the Waller show? Yeah, Flag is a hypocrite only when he serves him. And clearly that's the case here, right? No, Chris is not a metahuman. The grass in this episode, he clearly shows he's a hypocrite, right? Because Chris is not a metahuman, but he, based on his revenge, his need to get back at Chris for murdering his son, he decides to put him in that in in the Salvation prison dimension, right? Even the falsified whatever records, right? So he really is a hypocrite. A hypocrite right off the bat. Right off the bat of this episode. Right, George?
That's right.
I think he's just using the excuse of metahuman as a cover, right? As a cover. Because because he already broke that. He already broke that. He's already a freaking hypocrite. Now, I can't believe Blinded said he didn't see the episode yet. What the heck, Blinded? Blinded. See the episode. Okay? See the episode, Blinded. See the episode. Oh, I know what. See the episode, Blinded. Oh, okay. Future Commando Season 2? Yeah, I wonder how different he would be in that show if he is. I wonder how different he would be in that show if he's in that season. If he's in there, I wonder how different it would be. He would be in there. That's a good point. And if he is in there, have him with the hair, please. Have him with the color hair he has in this show, and make him. It's funny though. You know what's funny? Creature Commandos, the personality of Rick Flag and Creature Commandos is totally different from the personality of Rick Flag live action wise, especially in this. It's just. I know it's the same character, same actor, but the personality is different. Like, I don't know. They're below his pay grade now. What? Okay. The Bride? Yeah, the Bride will probably take up the leadership role. Probably. Seems more likely that the Bride's going to be the leader of the Creature Commandos. Okay. Okay. Who's kicking ass and taking prisoners? I'm joking. I don't think it's okay. Now, obviously, as the episode got released, a bit of tidbits information coming out from James Gunn. I'm gonna read some things from James Gunn's mouth. James Gunn mentioned Salvation One on the podcast. Okay. Obviously, we talked about that. James Gunn asked, "We'll see Peacemaker again." Of course, we'll see Peacemaker again. Of course.
Peacemaker will return. Oh, could you imagine if, like, instead Peacemaker was sent to the MCU, and it's like who the fuck is this guy? What's this guy with the metal claws? This guy's got metal wings. This guy's got a metal arm. This guy can shoot webs. Are you two arching? Shooting arrows? Yo, that guy got a metal suit. He's like, yo, does Spider-Man hatch eggs?
Oh.
Where's Scarlet Witch's broomstick? She's supposed to be a witch. or like he would make some stupid joke to Black Panther, saying, "Hey, Black Panther, go cuddle with some panthers."
Oh.
Hey, or he makes some kind of sexual joke about Ant-Man with ants.
Oh yeah, and yeah,
And Scott Lang out of nowhere be like, "Man, he's the first person that made that kind of joke." And then Spider-Man be like, "At least he didn't make a joke about me and spiders." And Scott Lang be like, "Quiet, Spidey."
I bend over for Bordeaux. Oh my god, you made me read that. Oh my god, Red, you're a little perv, aren't you, Red? Oh my god, Red, Red.
Well, or I don't know. Maybe he'd ask Sam Wilson, "Do you have an eagle like I do?"
Oh, Captain America.
Eagly!
Captain America. What a lame name. What a lame name.
He'd be like, "I'm a better version of Steve Rogers."
Yeah, and I don't need no sticking formula. By the way, we got a
Or
better.
he'd be like to Doctor Strange, "Who are you supposed to be? Albus freaking Dumbledore?" He like and or watch he probably punch Strange and be like, "Why'd you make a teenager be forgotten? You prick!"
You would make fun of a lot of people in Marvel. I mean,
And Deadpool be like, "Yo, I thought I was the only rated R douchebag around here," and Logan be like, fuck you, Wade."
fuck you, Raid. Yeah.
Or like watch like I can see like him making a joke to Logan, say, "Hey, why don't you go do something with the Wolverine?" And he'd be like, "I'm so sick of these freaking bastards."
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. All right. So let's. What else?
I mean, in all fairness, I think it's safe to say Peacemaker is better than any of the MCU shows.
I don't know. I mean, it's really good, but
I know, like, I mean, okay, I can make the case that maybe Loki could be a better show,
yeah, Loki. I mean,
but
season
but,
one Loki especially.
but like, I feel like outside of Loki, the MCU hasn't really done anything like this. I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna include like Netflix Daredevil, but I'm talking about like Disney Plus. Like, it just feels like. See, like, I feel like where this season finale succeeded. Same thing with season one of Peacemaker, where the MCU season finales always fail. Like it feels like the season finales of these Marvel shows, even WandaVision, which I loved, made this mistake.
Oh
I feel
yeah.
like I feel like the finales always feel rushed.
I'm gonna say this. Agatha had a pretty decent finale.
I haven't watched Agatha.
It's actually Ironheart. I mean, the introduction of Mephisto, and he was the best part. I mean, Mephisto's awesome. I mean, I didn't like Moon Knight finale, She-Hulk finale. They were
I'm gonna be
bad.
honest. Like
Secret Invasion.
the only finales with Marvel I really liked were probably both season finales of Loki and actually the Hawkeye finale. I actually thought the
I
Hawkeye finale was fine.
I did like the season finales of Loki, but now knowing where those season finales of Loki are not really leading anywhere because Kang is not, it's
Well,
gone.
I mean, they can probably still find a way to tie it into Doomsday. I mean, Tom
They
Hiddleston's
are.
not.
They're gonna try to twist. They're gonna try to twist it,
So,
right?
so like, I think like the finales will still matter
Yeah.
because here's the thing. Like, if anything, like
Yeah.
like they can twist it around by basically saying that like what was originally supposed to be Kang is actually going to be a worse threat in Doom.
It's Penguin had a great finale. He just
Penguin had a great finale. Well, that's what I
Look,
mean.
people,
I feel like whether it's the Matt Reeves stuff or the DCU stuff with James Gunn, I feel like maybe because it's HBO and
yeah, that's a
there's
benefit.
more of a need to like make HBO stuff top quality. It just feels like they do better than
That's
Disney
it.
Plus. I mean, let's be real. If you also compare these finales to like the Star Wars show finales, outside of like probably like the first two seasons of Mandalorian season finales, Star Wars show finales don't even measure up to this. It, I,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a Disney Plus thing,
Uh,
but it's just
I
HBO.
mean,
I feel like HBO just in general.
Andor had a pretty good finale.
I got to catch up on Andor.
I mean, what I like about this episode was I kind of laughed where all the Argus people were dying from these. They were dying from just trying to discover new dimensions. Each of them were dying, and while that whole montage, you see like the Luther team and McFlag, part of McFlag, all enjoying each other, laughing, smiling, while everybody else is dying. But it's like it almost feels like how Rick Flag promised Lex Luthor about redemption. I almost feel like during this past three episodes, is there something more to this? Is Lex Luthor actually blackmailing him? He may have something over him because the way Rick Flag is going, it seems like he lost the power in that partnership. I don't know. I don't know. It's it's weird.
Yeah, no, like I don't know. It feels like the power. There's like a weird power dynamic.
Hmm.
But here's the thing. I think Lex is gonna have the last laugh either way because Man of
Yeah.
Tomorrow, basically, he's gonna be out of prison in Man of Tomorrow.
No, all those people that are working with Argus, they're really working with Lex. Okay, Otis, Sydney, and the woman, right? Yeah, they're
Yeah,
working
no,
with
and like I
Argus.
saw Otis appear, I was like, wait a minute, this is a Lex guy.
Yeah, of course, because Lex is gonna recommend his guys. Look, Lex is playing Rick Flag. He's definitely playing Rick Flag, right? They don't work for him. They work for Lex. Lex may be behind bars. It doesn't mean he has any power or influence on the outside, right? Right? They're really working for Lex. Okay? Okay? You saw how scared last episode Sydney was. Okay? He's scared of Lex. They're really working for Lex. Because Lex, look at Lex, man. Lex, he gets enraged. He gets triggered easily, right? You, we saw that in Superman, how he's easily triggered. Okay? You don't want to trigger Lex. Like Lex is manipulating everything. Okay, this is Lex does in the comics. Any adaptation, any medium, Lex manipulates for his benefit. Lex is right. He's selfish. It's always for his benefit. Okay, so he's definitely playing Rick Flag. Okay, definitely, and it's gonna bite Rick Flag in the ass. Well, maybe if because he's teaming up with Superman in what's it called, Man of Tomorrow.
But here's
Of
the
course,
thing: at a certain point, Lex is no longer gonna need Rick Flag.
yeah, it's be like, yeah, exactly.
So it's like, what's gonna happen is like after Man of Tomorrow, he's no longer gonna have that power influence because after Man of Tomorrow, no, something's gonna happen where like he'll probably get like a pardon or something
Hmm.
because obviously teaming up to face a bigger threat and something like let's say I don't know Brainiac or whatever will probably get him in the good graces, and I'll be like, oh, okay. Because the thing is, Superman's a Boy Scout, and he'll probably buy into this crap of giving Lex a second chance
Yeah,
if
that's
Lex
what
helps
naive.
save the day.
That's
Because
what naive.
remember, like in the Justice League cartoon, I don't know if you remember like the first couple seasons, Lex was in jail until like he helped the Justice League take down like the Justice Lords,
Oh,
the alternate version, and he was let out of jail, and that's when he said, maybe I'll do politics.
yeah, yeah.
Not saying the same thing's gonna happen like with the politics, but he'll
I think
definitely
there's a good chance.
be let out of jail.
I think it's a good chance he's going to do politics. I,
Watch people will say, it's getting political. James Gunn.
what the happened in the show in the comics?
The thing is, people forget like comics had politics before Donald Trump, and like that's what these people don't realize that they were
dude.
fine with politics in movies before 2016.
Yeah, it's, politics is politics has been in art basically forever.
Maybe
Okay.
it's best. Maybe it's best that they learn by themselves.
Yeah. I don't want politics in my movies, in my comic book movies or shows, video games. Like, okay, then you're not gonna have anything. Like, okay, fine. Like, ah, red, buddy. All right, so, all right, so, what else is there? I can't believe that John Cena kissed James Gunn's wife.
Oh God, yo, a certain hater of James Gunn who I think I might have showed you the posts like outside of streams where like he basically was saying that like yo they're letting John Cena take advantage of James Gunn's wife. Like I'm not gonna say the person's name, but I think you know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
Like that person's probably having a flip out right now.
oh yeah. And you see all the Snyder turds, all the Snyder people going out, bending backwards for the Forbes article, right? They start believing the Forbes article, right? But they automatically dismiss the Variety article on Superman's the money Superman made, and
Oh my gosh, the money thing. Don't get me started on that.
the Forbes article is you really read the Forbes article, it's not good. It's not good. The points it's making doesn't add up. They admit they don't know how much they made or lost. So what they right? It's yeah. I mean, you're bending backwards for an article. Snyder fans, you know how you know you lost? Sorry, Matt tomorrow actually has a date, and it's actually going to happen. Okay.
Well, like
Sorry,
here's the thing: the
Matt.
only the only people that really 100% know that they made money off of this is Warner Brothers, because they're the ones receiving it. And look, if Warner Brothers felt that they got a good amount from Superman, whether it was through the box office, through VOD, like if
I'm
they're the
yeah
ones who greenlit this. They're the ones that said, you know what, this is more profitable than the original
yeah.
direction of DC.
The thing is, when Man of Steel came out, right? Streaming wasn't really a big thing, right? People weren't waiting for a movie to come on stream, right? Like in 2013. Nobody was waiting for a movie to come on stream, really, right? They weren't really excited for a movie to come on stream. Now, yeah, people are willing to wait because we got so many streaming services now, right? Like you got Netflix, Amazon, Paramount, Apple. HBO. The list goes on and
Oh,
on, right?
oh God! Here's the new thing that I see some people complaining. James Gunn lied about Blue Beetle being in the show.
Did he ever say Blue Beetle was gonna be in the show? He never said he was gonna
Someone,
be in the.
I guess back on August 23rd, there was someone made a post saying James Gunn teases a Blue Beetle appearance in Peacemaker. I guess from IMDb, like an interview or something.
He can't be throwing people off.
Mm. But
Uh,
people need to get over themselves at times.
no. The thing is, he did treat this episode like six. He treated episode 6 like, oh, you gotta be careful of big reveals, big things, like something huge is gonna drop. Nothing really huge. I mean, Checkmate. I don't think it's huge. It's medium. Salvation is kind of medium, but like when I heard huge, I expected like a big character is coming back to the DCU, whether it's from a Superman movie or his past movies, maybe from Suicide Squad. That's what I thought he was. That's what I thought he was hyping up to be. Not. I was waiting for an hour, 50 minutes, an hour for like what. Like I was excited who's coming back, who's gonna appear in DCU and Peacemaker, and then okay, nothing. Even the two after, because George, there's a two credit scenes, right? There's two credit scenes. I thought one of those credit scenes, the second one at least, right? The second one at least, I thought it was going to be something, right? It was just what was this? Just John making jokes with Lex Luthor's crew. That was the second credit scene. I thought it was going to be something else because in the MCU, the after credit scenes. The after credit scenes in the shows actually do play an important role in some of the future movies. Like WandaVision, there's after credit scene, right? That played for Doctor Strange. That's the only one I remember right now. Which didn't make sense in the end. Uh, but I'll let you guys know that there's no New York Comic Con's coming up. Okay, so nobody from DC is going to be there. James Gunn says he's not going to be there. Let you all know, James Gunn says he's not going to be at New York Comic Con. Okay. Okay. And Nicholas Hoult was originally going to be there. Lex Luthor actor George originally was going to be there, but he had to cancel. If he had to cancel, something came up, obviously. So nobody from DC is really going to be there, and James Gunn's not going to be there. So I don't know if they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to announce anything DCU. Then you just may hear in the trades, or Gunn just may on his socials say something or whatever. But keep an eye out for that, okay? But Marvel will be there, okay? Marvel will be there, okay? So Marvel Television and animation will be there. Not movies, but so from what I know, Daredevil. Let you all know, Daredevil. So Charlie Cox, Deborah Ann who is Karen Page, Vin D'Onofrio is going to be there. Kristen Witter is going to be there, who's in the second season, confirmed for second season. Jessica Jones is going to be there. Originally, John Berthel as Punisher was going to be there, but he canceled too. So Marvel Television, something for Daredevil. I don't expect a trailer, maybe a trailer for publicly attendees there, because sometimes New York Comic Cons will show trailers for just people in public there, right? So maybe a trailer for the people that are going to be there, right? So Daredevil crew is going to be there. Wonder Man, I'm going to say there's a 100% chance, not 100%, I'll say 95% chance there'll be a trailer at Comic Con. It'll be released later in the day because Wonder Man comes out in 2 months, and Marvel Television tends to release trailers for a show 2 months ahead. Now, that was release date. So October, December, you do the math. Okay? Don't know anything. Well, I don't expect anything from Vision's Crest because Paul Bettany's not going to be there, right? So that's all I know about live action stuff. Okay, let you know about that. Animation, I expect something for X-Men 97 and maybe Spider-Man. So, I don't know, George. What are you looking for from Marvel Television?
I honestly don't know. If I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really cared for Marvel Television that much these last few years, except maybe the animated stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really more excited for like season 2 of X-Men 97
Me too.
and Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Because I actually
Yeah.
started watching Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and it's really growing on me. This show.
It's a good show. It's just that
It's
Marvel
like
did not promote it at all, man.
it
Marvel.
like there hasn't really been a Spider-Man show of this quality since the Spectacular Spider-Man, which I
Yeah.
still think I still would rather see Spectacular Spider-Man come
Mar-
back, but
Marvel just did a poor job of marketing that show. They completely shafted that show. Like they didn't put any marketing in or promote it at all. That's the thing, man. They for some reason they promote more Marvel Zombies. They talk more about Marvel
yeah,
Zombies
Marvel
than it,
Zombies is trash.
yeah, they promote. There's more talk about Marvel Zombies than about Spider-Man. I
Like
guess the reason why because it's MCU adjacent is they have some of the actors portray their voices. So apparently that show was they recorded their voices like 3 or 4 years ago. Like Elizabeth Olsen didn't even remember doing the show.
see, like that's a bad look though.
I don't believe her for a second. I
Like
think she
here's the
remembered doing
thing,
the
like
show. But
I look at Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and X-Men 97, and I see like shows that actually try to put together good plots, try to
yes,
like build up their universes, and
yes,
it's just I
yes.
like, and that's the thing, like as far as Marvel TV goes, the two shows that really aren't MCU, like I know Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is technically like an alternate MCU universe,
Yeah.
but like it's not the main
Yeah. Yeah,
thing
they
is
do
like
mention. Yeah, you're right.
Marvel Zombies. I still think they would have just been better off doing like a Marvel universe that's not connected to the MCU, like
Hmm.
doing their own versions of Spider-Man, Iron Man, Wolverine. Like first of all, I think Marvel, if you had Marvel Zombies with all the characters in Marvel Comics in it, I think that would be really cool. Like have whatever mutants survive, have whatever Fantastic Four members survive, Avenger members. Like like they could have gone all out, but just because of one episode from What If, which looking back, it was a good episode of What If,
I,
but
I I didn't watch season 2 or 3 of What If, but it is from the
but
first episode. Right? It's
yeah,
from the first season. Yeah.
the first season, like it was a good episode from season one, but
I
it
don't know how
like
people like Marvel Zombies. It had a terrible story. The story was horrible.
I don't
It
know.
was
I feel
bad.
like an episode of a mediocre show, even if it was like a good episode, doesn't require a spinoff. The thing is,
Yeah.
this feels like something that was
It's funny. It's funny because they had zombies in this episode.
like this basically. This is what I think. This was greenlit at a time where Marvel was just greenlighting whatever the hell they
Everything.
can greenlight.
Yeah.
Like they were not take. They were just saying they didn't realize that people were going to grow fatigued over this, and it was going to get worse if you didn't improve the product. And it's
It's
like
just
the thing is, you're trying to rebuild the trust. Like you had two really good movies this year. You had a really good show in Daredevil, and
Ironheart was a sleeper hit. Surprisingly, it was well received. I didn't see that coming. I'll admit that.
but like I don't know, it feels like they
I
just
mean, you didn't like Marvel Zombies. Blinded didn't like Marvel Zombies. I did not like Marvel Zombies, but I have to admit, it's, there's a lot of positivity towards it. I don't know why, and Marvel should be happy about that. I guess.
like
I
I don't really get it. Like here's the thing, Marvel Zombies. If they were really gonna have it tied with like the What If episode, the main character should have probably been Spider-Man, T'Challa, and Scott Lang.
I
Like
know
instead they
the
focus on these other characters, and
the
it's like
team was so lackluster at the end. Kamala, Shang-Chi, really?
like here's the thing. Those characters haven't earned this. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like they haven't earned it. There's people that are still mad that T'Challa doesn't have a voice actor when there's 100 voice actors who can probably voice this character. I'm sorry, I'm getting really annoyed at this whole T'Challa can't be recasted nonsense. Like, come on,
It's
listen,
been
the
5 years.
the reboot's gonna happen. Kevin Feige already said they're at some point gonna recast Tony Stark
Yeah.
and
And
Steve
Captain America.
Rogers.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what? You should just, most people would argue that they're more untouchable than Black Panther because Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
and Chris Evans played those characters forever. Well, not forever, but for a long time. Those performances were iconic. And look, no disrespect to Chadwick Boseman, he did a great job. But I'm gonna say this, but at some point it's gotta have to happen. Like, look, you recast Thaddeus Ross.
Look, best example.
You
I know
you
recast the Joker. You recast Heath Ledger's Joker. Like, Joker's been recast. Joker's been played by different actors. Recast them, yeah. Thaddeus Ross has been recast 3 times or 2
But
times.
like, people are
2
saying
times.
like this is spreading beyond the MCU. This whole T'Challa can't be touched. I'm like, T'Challa was in the comics before Chadwick Boseman.
You know what? Marvel has to get this idea out of their head that only one actor could play a certain character. No. That's not what acting's about, right? Right? Different actors could play the character, right? Robert Downey Jr. is a perfect casting for Iron Man, but I'm sure there's hundreds of other actors that could have been a good Iron Man. Like, it's not just one definite actor for this character. Right? That's what's called acting, right? Acting. I know studios sometimes do look at some directors do look at specific actors and be, yeah, that's my guy. They do that. They do that. Sometimes don't do auditions. Obviously, I know that. But I'm sure there's a bunch of actors that could pull off a T'Challa. Because look, you're right. Because Kevin Feige did say they're going to eventually have a new Tony Stark and a new Steve Rogers, right? And it's going to be weird. We're going to have to grow up with a different actor in those roles, right? We're going to be in our 30s, 40s, 50s with a new actor in those roles. After seeing Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. in those roles for, I don't know, 15 years, almost 2 decades, it's going to be hard to get used to, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen, right? And Marvel Studios is a studio, right, George? It's a studio. It's an actual studio. So if this studio is around in 50 to 60, 70 years, Steve Rogers and Iron Man can be recast a couple more times, right?
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
here's the thing: Spider-Man's eventually gonna get recasted as well.
Every character will, right? Every character.
Doctor Strange, someone down 20 years from now will probably be playing Superman once David Cornsweat's done or whatever. Like, these things happen. These
exactly, these things happen.
I mean, yeah, I get it. Wolverine has yet to be recasted, but at some point, Hugh Jackman's gonna be done with the role.
Hugh Jackman was done with Logan. He was literally done with Logan. He had to get convinced to do Deadpool Wolverine. That wasn't even Marvel's plan, right? Deadpool Wolverine was not part of Marvel's plan at all. It's just that Ryan Reynolds convinced Kevin Feige if he could get Hugh Jackman on board, they'll make the movie, and he did, right? Because you remember that. Remember when they announced Deadpool Wolverine? That's the same year, 2022, right? Right? Remember Marvel had the San Diego Comic-Con presentation, and they announced all the movies that are coming out from then. Like Kang Dynasty was supposed to come out this year. Remember they had that? Deadpool, yeah. That's a joke. Deadpool Wolverine was not on that. Was not on the calendar. Was not on the list. No, the list, but the what's it called? The slate, right? Deadpool Wolverine was on that slate when they did that presentation. It was actually like what was it, like September, October when it was dead. Wasn't it Ryan Reynolds who broke the news? Not even Marvel. Ryan Reynolds broke the news, right, on his
Yeah.
socials, right?
And also, I'm glad you bring up Ryan Reynolds because guess what? At some point, Deadpool's going to get recasted as well.
Yeah.
Like these characters are going to get recasted. Look, we're used to Batman getting recasted. We're used to Superman. We're used to Spider-Man. Like we got to get used to some of these other characters. I mean, look, even the X-Men, like they got recasted.
Sure.
Charles and Magneto.
Charles. Yeah,
Charles.
exactly.
Charles, I'm gonna have to side with Doctor Doom on this one.
Yo. If Magneto beats Martin Freeman's character in MCU, you got Bilbo and
It'd be like yo, watch. It's like if Everett Ross, who Martin Freeman plays, is
yeah.
in Doomsday and comes across Magneto, it's like, I bet in some universe we're good friends.
That's a joke. Yeah. Yeah.
Or watch like Deadpool's running, he's like, hey Bilbo and Gandalf, let's get going.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Deadpool's like, I'll be Aragon on this quest.
And you know what the joke would be? I know she's not in acting anymore, right? But Eugenia Lily's character, if she was in it, because she was in she was what was she? She was the made up character for the Hobbit, right? Turiel.
I forgot she was in them. Oh, I forgot she was in.
Well, there's a lot of us. Who else is in it from? Well, Lee Pace from Guardians was in the Lord of the Rings, right? He was the king, Thadriel or something like that. The king in the Hobbit. Hugo Weaving, right? Kate Blanchett, right?
Yeah, it's like.
Oh yeah, it's funny because I was going to talk about this tomorrow. But 2027, Warner Brothers is having two big movies come out in the same month. Two huge movies. Superman? I'm kind of surprised, shocked at this, George. I'm not shocked about Superman. I'm shocked Minecraft is coming out like 2 weeks after Superman comes out. Minecraft 2.
I think it's probably gonna get moved.
Yeah.
Because it's also, isn't it coming out the same time as the Simpsons movie?
Honestly, it is.
Yo, like, here's the thing. I don't think that's good that you're coming out the Simpsons movie. Look, the Simpsons are still popular. The Simpsons movie, like, there's actually a hype for the Simpsons movie. So I just wonder, like, are we gonna get because remember when the Simpsons movie came out, they had Spider Pig and Harry, what do you call it? Harry Popper or Harry Porker, whatever it was. So, like, let's see. Superman comes around that time, so we're going to get a Super Pig.
Yes, because...
can we get Super Pig? Can we get...
because Simpsons came same year as Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, so let's do Super Pig since we've got Superman Man of Tomorrow. Super Pig!
Would Disney really want to help up Warner Brothers there?
Well, you got to remember, they kind of did with the Harry Potter thing.
Yeah,
remember, it's like he's not Spider Pig anymore.
It's okay. I mean, look. Marvel and DC mention each other all the time in their stuff, so like it doesn't hurt anybody. It's good. It's good.
Deadpool takes swipes.
Yeah.
The cavalry. We're gonna treat you so much better.
Oh yeah, that's definitely an insult. Cavalry. That's an insult, man. Oh man. All right, guys. You have any questions in the chat? Oh, James Gunn did say this came out to just like 2 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago. James Gunn confirms all the Peacemaker characters will return in the future of DCU. I mean, it just started Argus, right? It just started Checkmate, so obviously. So this came out. He said it on the podcast. So the finale podcast for this for because they have a podcast, right? Right on their socials, they have a podcast. It dropped an hour ago, so they actually made it live an hour ago after the show ended. Um, but yeah, so they're gonna be in the back in the future of DCU. That'll be character in Peacemaker. They're gonna be back. Obviously, man. Obviously, they're gonna be back. It was obvious. We don't need a genius to figure that out. They were gonna be back. With Checkmate. I wonder if they're gonna be in. I wonder if they're gonna be in Clay. No, I don't know if they're gonna be in Clayface, but I wonder if they're gonna be in Gotham at some point. I don't know. Maybe they'll win into Blue Beetle. And Grace Randolph thought they're gonna boost their gold. Grace Randolph thought Booster Gold was gonna be in this. Oh my! Is Booster Gold gonna be in this? Yeah.
Well. I'm still dumb.
Oh, she's gonna be upset, isn't she? I guarantee she'll be upset with this episode.
Yo, Grace Randolph be the movie Karen.
What the? Salvation, run! You know the comic, checkmate.
So,
So,
I really want James Gunn to cast Jessica Chastain. She still has yet to. I think she still hasn't even mentioned Jessica Chastain ever since Jessica Chastain brought her up.
that was like 4 years ago, man.
Yo, like I don't think she ever brought up Jessica Chastain winning the Oscar like a couple years ago.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
So maybe I'll get cast as a Harley Quinn because I'm Grace Randolph. I sound like Pinocchio from Shrek.
Yeah. Shrek. Wow. Ah.
Yo, Jessica Chastain was my hero when she did that to Grace Randolph.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, someone put I see like I'm looking at the comments of the video where Jessica Chastain brings up Grace Randolph without mentioning her name. So someone types up Jessica exists in Grace. My disappointment is immeasurable. My day is ruined. Jessica, breathe. Grace, so you have chosen death.
That'd be pretty funny. All right. I got nothing else.
This one comment someone said about Grace, I'm just laughing at. I don't want to say it on stream. I'll tell you after the stream.
All right, guys. I'll be back for tomorrow. Let's talk pop, guys. And then Saturday, I'll be back for New York Comic Con, recapping whatever drops. Marvel most likely. Talk about Marvel most likely, because DC. I don't know if DC's gonna do anything. So we know Marvel is. So I'll talk about Marvel most likely on Saturday. All right. Like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Too sweet. Sweet. Two.